Darren Leslie here with my Season 2 review of Daredevil. Now, I know that I said that I would have my Daredevil review up before Monday in my Legend of Tarzan review, but we all know how Netflix works. Alright, that was an okay premiere. Last few minutes were worth it though. Alright, time to start my review. Okay, just one more. Wow, that was great. That was so much better than episode 1. Punisher shot Daredevil off a roof. I gotta know what happens next. Look, I just kind of think Daredevil might be better than you. I mean, he did the chain thing. What do you mean by picking sides? No, I'm just saying. Whatever, your Wednesday's up anyway. Did not expect him to get caught. Next. Elektra! Alright, Rhoda Sennett, next. Foggy's rising up the ranks! Stick and Kingpin return in one episode? Holy shit! Caught it. Am I supposed to be doing something? So many ninjas! You know what? I think you can turn this into a full season review. I think that's possible now. He threw him off a building with the bully staff? What? Of my life to you. You can give 14, 15, give me more. So Daredevil Season 2 picks up a few months after Season 1. Daredevil has been cleaning up the streets and has made a name for himself in Hell's Kitchen. Nelson and Murdock are doing pretty well. Karen and Matt are developing a budding relationship. All's well in Hell's Kitchen. Until Frank Castle shows up. The Punisher in the show is an atomic bomb. He forces the show's world off the rails and forces it to go into an entirely new direction. His first appearance is a memorable one, shooting Daredevil right in the head, declaring his presence as a threat. John Barenthal's portrayal as the Punisher is the best one yet. I like that Daredevil actually shows Punisher as an unhinged man. He's a true sociopath that has no hesitation when putting a thug down. He's a man on a mission with motives that would make almost any man confronted with true darkness, confronted with what has happened to Frank Castle, would consider following in his footsteps. Right or wrong, what Frank is doing is a human reaction. Oh my god, the books are falling, oh no! Oh no! Daredevil and Punisher's relationship was one of the standouts of this season for me. They share so many similarities but have a moral line that separates them from truly becoming allies. They both want to do the same thing, but they have different ways of going about delivering justice. One delivers it through fear, the other delivers it through execution. Punisher's and Daredevil's interactions are thought-provoking and really put you in a what would you do mindset. Would I be Punisher or would I be Daredevil? Whose way is right? And the answer might scare you. Now, Season 2 not only shines more light on the character of Matt Murdock, it also brings more of his secondary characters into the light as well. Which is my favorite part of this season. I love how they decided to do this. Foggy, Karen, Newspaper Guy, Melvin, Mahoney, Claire, Stick, all of their roles are expanded. And their impact on the story not only pushes their story forward, but it pushes the story as a whole forward. I absolutely love what they did to Foggy this season. His character is so much richer. He really steps up when Matt's away and learns to work on his own. Now, I've heard certain actors talk about their movies or their shows in which their character enters one way and leaves an entirely different way. Now, sometimes when I watch a show, that never happens. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And this show follows the former. In Daredevil Season 2, it actually happens. All these characters enter the season one way. You think the season's going to go one way, but all of them leave completely altered. The events of Season 2 truly leave a mark. Physically, emotionally, those scars are there. And we get a ton of returning characters from Season 1. Marcy, Nobu, Madame Gao, and Wilson Fisk, who has finally accepted the name Kingpin and is venturing into his more villainous nature. We even get to see Hogarth from Jessica Jones pop up. I loved all of these cameos and returns because none of them felt forced. They all felt there. They were pushing the story forward and giving it more life when it needed. And none of them were leaked. Well, one of them were leaked, but none of them were leaked. Except for that one, were leaked online. It was very unexpected and I love that. We can still be surprised in this online media age. The action in the season is also improved. There are multiple incredible set pieces sex pieces. That's a different show. There are multiple incredible set pieces throughout the season, but the standout is the hallway fight in episode 3. It is made to look like one long take, and it is just the most glorious thing. Daredevil beats the crap of all these motorcycle guys with his hand duct taped to a gun and his other hand tied up to a chain, which he uses as a whip. Daredevil this season pretty much solidified himself as the biggest badass in the MCU. As far as I'm concerned, Daredevil, with the necessary power set, can take on Iron Man, Captain America, Black Widow, Thor, all of them. He can take on all of them. This guy will not go down. He's the toughest son of a bitch in this entire universe. He's a brawler and he enjoys doing it. I mean, in like episode 12 or something, he beats the crap out of all these ninja guys, and then freaking roars in the air after he does so. Like, this guy's a maniac. You do not want to get in the ring with this guy. If you see a guy in a red suit and horns, run the other way, because you're about to get the worst ass beating in your entire life. This season, Matt really struggles with who he wants to be. Does he want to be the devil of Hell's Kitchen? Does he want to be the lawyer at Nelson and Murdoch? Does he want the mask or the bar? But he does come to the conclusion that Daredevil and Matt Murdock are the same person. This is who he needs to be, who he wants to be. And who helps him come to that conclusion? Elektra. Fan favorite Elektra is also introduced this season. She provides a foil for Matt, but is also a key ally. She's seductive, smart, cunning, and constantly gives Matt reason to question her. She also gives us a reason to question Matt. Where is his loyalties? Is it to Elektra and Daredevil, or is it to Nelson and Murdoch? Their history is complicated and fascinating, but their love for one another is strong, and it's nice to see blossom throughout the season. I really want to see how Elektra plays into the future of Daredevil, and possibly even the Defenders. This is also the first time the 13-episode format has really worked for me. Last season of Daredevil, I felt like the season started to really fall apart around episode 10. I started losing interest. And in Jessica Jones, which I love even more than Daredevil, I felt like it did suffer from Kilgrave constantly getting away. But this season in Hell's Kitchen never lost my interest. I believe that was a card. There was always something going on in the city thanks to the many characters introduced and reintroduced this season. Overall, Daredevil Season 2 is a great addition to the Marvel Netflix lineup that not only pushes our central character forward, but also his friends, his enemies, and his world as well. I'm loving what they are doing over at Netflix. I'm loving Daredevil, I'm loving Jessica Jones, and I cannot wait for Luke Cage and Iron Fist and eventually The Defenders. My only real qualm with Season 2 of Daredevil that I can really think of off the top of my head is Karen and Matt, actually. I don't know if it's from the comic books. I'm not a big Daredevil comic book fan. The only real Daredevil comic book I have read is The Man Without Fear. So I don't know if Karen and Matt are supposed to get together in the comic books or whatnot, but I don't know. I just don't need them to be a couple. I never really saw that connection in season 1. I just don't need them to be a couple. I don't mind it, but actually, it is my only negative, so I guess I do mind it. But yeah, it's just I just don't need them. I just don't need them doing the lovey-dovey stuff. I don't need it. I don't need it. No, I don't. I said I don't need it. I don't need it. Okay, I don't need it. I enjoyed season 2. I don't know if I enjoyed it more than season 1, but in time I'll have an answer. So have you seen Daredevil season 2? I would like to know what you thought about it. Please let me know in the comment sections below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you like hearing me talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button. Come join the conversation. So with that being said, I'm Darren Leslie. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I'm gonna go beg for more Daredevil episodes. I'll catch you guys later. Y'all got any more of those Netflix episodes?
No.